It has been a somewhat erratic and volatile week here in the markets the last couple of days, and the closing market summary here on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, being joined by Cory Bratland of agmarket.net. Cory, we're at Thursday, a couple of days removed from those limit down in beans. What did we see come out of the marketplace today?
Yeah, Dustin, we saw a lot more volatility again. Corn continues to find a little bit of strength on some of our pullbacks. I think some of that has to do with maybe like a little bit of an inflation trade with energy prices being the main hot item here as of the last couple of weeks with the Iran war conflict kind of still going on. Crude oil had another big range, kind of touching up around $100 a barrel. Probably going to end the day, though, lower on the day. They really backed off at the end of the day. But corn on the day going to end up 4 or 5 cents higher on the May contract, and then the December corn up about 4 or 5 as well. So, but the funds continue to maybe add some positions there. They're probably in that 220,000 contracts long. So they got a little room to go yet if they want to add. Where on the soybean market, Dustin, has been, it kind of struggled here a little bit. I think what we saw today is the May soybeans, the cash nearby stuff, caught a little fire at the end of the day and going to end up, this 5-6 cents higher with the November beans only up 4 to 5. The soybean meal market sound like, that was up, $11-12 a ton. I think that eventually spilled over into the soybeans as well. So wheat on the day, just kind of a quiet day after a big move yesterday, end up down 1 to 2 cents.
Now, with soybeans being that limit down on Monday, I mean, any gains that we can make is still a good thing, correct?
Yeah, they are. I mean, we're definitely off the lows, 20 or so cents on the nearby contract. November contract actually has gained probably more, 25, 30 cents off their lows. We are still well off those highs that we saw, week and a half ago. But, we are making some ground, and we got to consider ourselves, funds have got themselves a pretty big position on soybeans, and actually the entire soybean complex. And that thing, it rivals up to the largest position they've ever held when you add in soybean oil, and soybean meal. So we got to continue to feed this bull in here. And when the U.S. is just, some of the most expensive beans out there, it's going to be hard for this old crop beans to continue to keep that premium in the market. So we have been seeing the last few days where the July contracts has been coming under a little more pressure compared to the November new crop, in which, that contract there, we're starting to have an acreage battle between corn and soybeans.
And when you mention that value, I mean, it's been no surprise seeing the elevators and the cash bids we've been getting there in the basis. That deficit has been increasing, how far it's going below the board to kind of make up for that increase in the markets.
Yeah, it has. I mean, cash is definitely a little weaker, although, the farmers don't have a lot of soybeans left. I think, we kind of run some poll numbers. We're probably, guys are sitting on maybe their last 10, 15%. So it's I think they'll carry those probably into harvest. Cash needs are met, so I think they'll hold on to the last few beans.
All right, moving over to the livestock side of things, cattle and hogs. How do we see that fare today?
Yeah, cattle, hogs, all under a lot of pressure. The stock market down another, 400 or 500 points in here. That is what's been really, I think, been the catalyst to the cattle market. I am hearing on the livestock, on the beef side of things, that the packers have got back profitable position. I am hearing that they may need to start paying up for some cattle here for next week, but they are getting ready for a cattle on feed report this Friday. I haven't seen the average estimates yet, but we'll see that here come out here tomorrow. But the stock market, I think, is just weighing on this cattle market and pulling us down. They were down another $2.5 on the live cattle, with feeders down $5 to $6 in here. Lean hogs down about $1.70 to $2.70 in the day.
I mean, how much of is this economy, especially when we're looking at gas prices going up? How much is that, you think, going to affect consumer demand at the meat counter?
Yeah, it is a little bit, with higher gas prices. We've seen gas prices up substantially. That's definitely going to slow up, the folks going out to the restaurants and slowing up their eating a little bit. And overall, just, the stock market, as the stock market's doing well, and it's still in the big picture, stock market's still trading, 46,000. Okay. It's 4,000 points, 10% off of our highs. That's just a normal correction, I guess, in my eyes. So I think things will stabilize then in here pretty quick, and then we'll see these beef prices and the stock market all get back to where we had been.
All right. Well, Cory, if folks want to talk to you guys at agmarket.net, get the conversation rolling on what they should be looking at, especially looking to market 26 and what could be a volatile year, what's the best way for them to get the conversation going?
Yeah, now's a great time to get a hold of us. I'd be happy to visit with you. Head on over to our website, which is agmarket.net. You can get our toll-free number there, or else reach out to us via email as well.
All right. Cory Bratland's been our guest here on the Daily Market Summary. Cory, thanks so much for the time. We'll talk to you again soon.
You bet. Thanks, Dustin.